We've adjusted the programme and we must get on track. Just once again, in the event of an emergency, the entrance that you came in is the exit. Those who are wearing red fire warden jackets, they are our volunteers and they will guide you out of the building in the event of an emergency. I've just done a swift head count. There's about 80 people in this room at this moment. So all the stalls are shut until we finish. I'm doing the first part of this. So it's a pleasure to have you and to talk about this theme for Black History Month. We know that many people are skilled, and one of the things when I message people, I said, Hackney's got talent. Talk about Britain's got talent. Hackney's got talent. And so much starts in our homes, where people might be plaiting hair, as demonstrated upstairs, or people might be looking at herbal remedies and treatments. But we're celebrating entrepreneurship, enterprise, and this is just the beginning, because we're celebrating 2 pages of stall holders here today. So I hope you've had time. You're doing a workshop on hair. Can you just give us a wave? Can you stand up and show us your hair? So you run an academy, don't you? It's wonderful. So there's a workshop just upstairs, and I saw somebody with face painting with the Jamaican flag and other flags. Which young person's wearing the Jamaican flag? Are they in here? She's outside. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm just going to have some opening remarks to the mayor, and then we'll pass the mic on. Thank you. Welcome to our mayor.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me gate crash this amazing event, and thank you so much to Pembrokeshire community for putting on this expo, celebrating the talent, the entrepreneurship, the gifts of all our young people in Hackney. It's really important, so I really commend you for putting this on. Thank you also for that moment, that minute of silence for Hurricane Melissa. As you can imagine, in a council like ours, we've got 5,500 staff working in the council. Many of them have family that they are really concerned about right now. So we've been trying to give support to our staff and also to our residents. I know there's a website set up at Jamaica Gov website for anyone who wants to make donations, and we'll continue to offer whatever support we can. I think life in Hackney is often a roller coaster between these really grave moments, these moments of bereavement, of grief, of concern, of worry, and moments of absolute joy. So thank you also for those people who very kindly just let me join you in some dancing. I was seeing friends old and new here from, and I'm not saying old as in I'm going to be 55 soon, but I don't mean that kind of old. But so many friends we've got in the community here, whether it's through Uprising, Caribbean Elders, all our African communities. There are so many of you here today, and it's just lovely to see you all. Very, very cheeky of me to gate crash, but this is Black History Month, and it's so important to show up on these occasions and to remind you we don't just celebrate a month in Hackney. In fact, we don't just celebrate a season in Hackney, we celebrate Black History 365 all year round. And I'm really just here in allyship. I'm going to shut up now and give the floor over to my incredible colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Mayor Woodley, and really appreciate you gate crashing. I know how much coming to events like this really mean to you, and I know that you want to continue to immerse yourself in the community. So for those of you who haven't met me, my name is Councillor Antoinette Bramble. I am very proud to be the first Black Deputy Mayor of Hackney, and I'm born and raised in Hackney, and that means so much to me. I just think it really sets the tone and the scene of what the generation before sacrificed so people like me can stand here. I'll say a bit about that when I go on to culture. I think that the theme about today is about culture and identity, and it's really important that we don't just think of dance. We did some dancing earlier, right? We were doing the dancing earlier, right? And dress, you see me dress? And then there's diet, what we eat now. I know I'm not really cook, but that I really enjoy food. But we are so much more than how we dress, how we dance, and the diet that we have. There is so much more beyond that, and I really want to lean into that today. When you think of the Windrush generation, they were people that were invited to this country, but they were not welcomed. But with grace and tenacity and a constitution and strength that I don't even know that I could find, they stayed and built this country. So So when you think about our culture and heritage, it's when you hear Great Britain, it's because people like me and you built this country. It's the railways, it's the NHS. That's the kind of things that we've brought to this country. So it's the business, it's the entrepreneurship. These are the things that we need to lean into even more. When I think of Hackney, when I think of us as community leaders, the diversity, the talent, when you go outside there's so much stalls of business, and it isn't all around food, and food is great, right? But there are other things that we do, we celebrate. When I think of other communities, you think of the Scandinavian community, and one of their principles is around purpose, and I'm a Christian, so I feel like I'm living my God-given purpose. But they think about purpose of life, living well and aging well. Those are the principles when you think about cultures. Now, when you think of the Caribbean, it's not just about the sunshine. The elderly people, their lifestyles look very, very different. The ailments that the older people here have, they don't carry some of that in Africa and the Caribbean, because actually the lifestyle is different. So it isn't that we shouldn't embrace Britain, and benefit from that, but what is it about our cultural heritage that we need to build back into our DNA so that we are living and aging better in Britain? What is it that we can do differently? What kind of exercise is it? How many layers of thermals do we have to make sure we're still walking when it's winter? Yes, even when it's cool outside. You have to go out still, right? You have to, it's not optional. Because that's, we need to, and now I'm talking about culture, but well-being and health is so, so important. And we've got to embed that back in our DNA. It's really important that we honour the legacy of those that came before. I've often said about the Windrush generation that although I'm very proud to be the first Black deputy mayor, and the mayor has got a very diverse cabinet, first woman mayor, we just make history. That's who we are in Hackney, right? I am proud of that, but look, it's not lost on me, the generation that came before. I'm not the first Black deputy mayor because I'm the first Black woman being capable. I'm the first person that stepped into that space after others had played the ground. So when you think about where we are not represented, it's not because the generation before couldn't do it. It's because of the barriers and the inequality and the structural imbalance that they resisted and had to fight against was there. But because they did it, we worked a bit smoother. Like before, they had to really struggle. Right now, sometimes when we might stump our toes, we say, we don't say it like that, do we? It's not good to it. We might stumble, we might find it difficult. I'm not saying, as a Black woman in politics that says a Christian, I'm not saying that I don't have challenges, but I'm confident it wasn't like when my grandparents and my parents first came here. And it's really honouring that and knowing that because it's different, that we don't ignore the struggles that we have now. You look around the world today, it's very complex, it's very concerning, but I refuse to be overwhelmed, right? My forefathers struggled and worked too hard for me to be overwhelmed and think, well, let's throw in the towel. Absolutely not, because that strength is in my DNA. That culture, that talent, that aspiration, that sheer determination and strength didn't die in the generation before. It lives, it breathes, it empowers, it strengthens, it overcomes, it elevates, it empowers, it stands up for justice, it speaks out, and it delivers. Black excellence. Every single time. And that's what we do in Hackney. So when you go away from today, I want you to reflect on, you can think about how we dress, and how we dance, and our diet. But I really want to challenge everybody today when you walk away, when you think about culture, what resonates in your DNA? What empowers you? When it's difficult, what do you reference back to? Those are the moments that will empower each and every one of us as we move forward. Thank you so much.
3 weeks ago, I cried on stage at Central London when I was named the Outstanding UN UK Woman of the Year 2025. I cried because I wasn't expecting it, and when they were saying it's among thousands of people that were nominated, I didn't know people who nominate me, but I was there. So people are watching, they're looking at your work, and your work will shoot you up whatever you do. So I encourage you, please keep going. The last thing to mention is around Black History Month. As the mayor mentioned, in Hackney we celebrate Black History 365 days a year. It's not about October. And I've had the privilege of speaking in many Black History Month events this month. I've spoken about what I call my 3 R's, and they are reflection, recognition, and renewal. So it's about reflection. Deputy Mayor Bramble touched on it earlier on where we have come from. I mean, in this part of the world, that's where we celebrate Black History Month. Nobody celebrates Black History Month in the Caribbean or Africa. But where we have come from in this country, where we've come from in the Western world. So let's reflect. Things are not where we want them to be, but we have come a long way. The second one is recognition of those who came before us, who paved the way with the courage and conviction. Councillor Bramble mentioned the Windrush generation. So it is important to reflect, to recognize the work they did. And the final one is around renewal. Our shared commitment to equality, to justice, to opportunity for all of us. Don't let us be complacent or we're doing good. Many Black people, I don't want to repeat a comment that one MP made last week, but we're not where we're meant to be. So don't let us sleep. Let us continue that commitment to equality, to justice, and to opportunity for all Black people in this country. Black history is British history. It is found in our classrooms, our public service, our arts, our innovation, and our everyday act of leadership and care. Let us use this month to honor the stories that shaped us and amplify Black voices, and to inspire the next generation to dream boldly and lead proudly. I can see many young people in the room. What was the last thing I said? Lead boldly. Young people at the back, I want you to dream boldly and lead proudly. Can you repeat that, please? Dream boldly and lead proudly. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks for watching.